Hello, St. David's School families. This is Ashley Miles, your head of school, coming to you with a pre-Thanksgiving COVID update. First and foremost, I want to thank our amazing staff and school families that we are now at the tail end of 14 weeks of in-person school with only just 3 positive cases of COVID. We did have, as you know, we had to quarantine a number of classes last week, but with almost 200 students, a staff of almost 50, it is amazing, and due to all of your hard work and your diligence that we have limited the spread of this virus. It shows you that so much of our cleaning efforts and your diligence and keeping your kiddos home when they don't feel well is paying off, and our efforts are being successful. So thank you for that. Also, we've got to keep it up. We are just in the beginning of flu and virus season. We're heading into these holidays, and so we've got to continue to answer those health assessor questions honestly and keep our kiddos home when in doubt, and then go see the pediatrician or the physician when they're not feeling well. Thank you for that. Some things that we have learned over the past 2 weeks. We've learned a number of things, but as you know, I have sent out and will continue to send out information via Brightwheel. Should we have another exposure case or a positive test, but you'll see that my communications have become more general and less specific, and I wanted you to know that that is just me making an effort to respect people's private medical information, follow HIPAA requirements, and respect the staff or family members involved. So I will continue to give you the information that you need in case you need to go to a physician or take your child to the pediatrician and accurately give them the information they need. Also wanted to let you know that our amazing teachers who sprang right into gear when we had to shut down those classes, we've learned some things and we want to pass that on to you. We plan to keep our school open, and all our goals are to stay open and continue way beyond where we are right now. But in case we were to find a situation where we had to quarantine a class, we want you to be prepared as well. And so your teachers will be reaching out sometime soon and inviting you to follow a private, emphasis on private, YouTube channel where they'll be able to post videos that we can use for our learning experiences. So you'll be getting that information soon, and then your teachers also will probably be asking you to gather some common supplies that you have at the house and figure out a place in the house potentially where you could have your student learn online or be prepared online. And again, we do not foresee any kind of school closures. We are in person, we are open, we continue and plan to be open, but we feel like preparing in advance will make it easier should another exposure case come up. Along those lines as well, for our office staff, we learned that we need to take a double look at our subs and where we assign and try to limit the amount of exposure from class to class as much as possible. That sounds a lot easier than it actually is because, as you can imagine, with a staff of almost 45 people and over 200 students, we have absences that spring up on us at last minute. And so we are on a daily basis just trying to cover absences and make sure that our pod system stays intact and that we don't expose more kids. But so I do see, however, as most of San Antonio, we would love to have more substitute teachers. As you probably heard, a lot of schools are experiencing sub shortages. There may come a day, I pray not, that we are not able to cover all the absences, and we may have to close the school for a day at a time. So along those lines, if you or you know someone or have a friend who is interested in subbing at St. David's, we would love to have them go through the process and potentially be added to our sub list. That would help us greatly. And then finally, just a reminder that should we have a class, again, be exposed and have to go into quarantine, and if you had a child that was absent on that day of exposure, unfortunately, moving forward, we're going to have the entire class go to virtual or online learning. With the sub shortage, it's just it's too much of a challenge that we don't feel we can be successful with to hire extra subs and manage that for one or two kiddos who happen to be absent that day. So unfortunately, the entire class will have to go online. But we're going to keep being positive, and we're going to pray that we've already had our exposures and that we're done, but we will be prepared should that come up again. A final reminder is just as you head into the holidays, please continue to use your best judgment regarding your gatherings, social distancing, wearing your masks, and just doing everything you can to keep your family safe, yourself safe, everyone healthy, and let's us all remember that we are part of something bigger. We are part of the St. David's School community, and let's pull together and keep our families and our community safe and healthy. We have so much to be grateful for, and you are all one of the biggest things that I am grateful for. Thank you for entrusting your precious children to our care. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving holiday.